So today I wanted to share with you a themed book basket idea, and this whole book basket idea is inspired by the channel Everyday Homeschooler. Y'all should check her out. She has some great themed book baskets, sometimes for like a holiday season, or I should say for a holiday or for like a season, or just a topic like apples, I think was one of her topics, apple picking and just the apple time of year. Anyways, this themed basket is knights and those type of adventure stories. So first of all, I've got these two beautiful books. This is St. George and the Dragon and The Kitchen Knight. Both of these are illustrated by Trina Shart-Hyman, and she has just beautifully ornate illustrations. Let's see. So St. George and the Dragon, it's actually this is both Margaret Hodges and Trina Shart-Hyman team together. So they retell the stories and abridge them from the original, and then Trina Shart-Hyman illustrates them. So these two are fantastic stories. My boys love these stories. They just have beautiful illustrations. The St. George and the Dragon book is based on Edmund Spenser's Fairy Queen. Okay, so that's those two. Next up, I have TheReluctant Dragon, which it's kind of a twisted fairy tale. This is by Kenneth Grahame. This one is a little bit abridged. I think there is a little bit fuller version, but this one is illustrated by Inga Moore, illustrated beautifully. So she abridges them sometimes to, I guess, to make her pictures fit with the formatting and everything. But it's kind of a spin off of St. George and the Dragon. So in this case, St. George comes to a different town, and there's a different dragon, but this dragon does not so much want to fight. So it's an interesting story, and it's a lot of fun, especially in relation to the original. So I definitely recommend this. And then the next set of books I have are these are Tales of King Arthur, illustrated by Hudson Talbot. So the first one is King Arthur, the Sword and the Stone. And then there's King Arthur and the Round Table. And this one is, here we go, Excalibur by Hudson Talbot. There's also a Lancelot one, which we've gotten from the library before. But these are fantastic. The illustrations are amazing. And so it goes through, it starts with the first one starts with the boy Arthur before he is drawn the sword, and it's the telling of that story, how he's a boy and growing up. And then King Arthur and the Round Table, it's when he meets Guinevere and just him rallying the different peoples of Britain all together towards him. Then Excalibur is a final tale with him. Anyways, these are beautiful. I love them. They can sometimes be, I wish they would come back in print. I don't think they're in print right now, but check your library, because our library does have all of them. And then over time, I was able to acquire these three. So they are awesome. All right, another one I have here is Paul Revere's Ride. And this is not technically a knight story, but I love illustrated poetry. And this is a rich, long form poem. I thought it kind of fit in with the knight theme, since he's riding on horseback and he's running through these different towns and warning them of that the British are coming. And so Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, his words are so beautiful, and my kids love this one. Actually, my 3-year-old just the other day I asked him what's his favorite book, and he said Paul Revere, and I was very surprised, but there you go, he loves it. So that's another one I have. Okay, now I'm moving into just a little bit older. This is a chapter book. So this is The Princess and the Goblin by George MacDonald. I just recently kind of rediscovered George MacDonald because I had read The Light Princess, which is a short story by him, when I was little, and then I had read a version of The Lost Princess. Anyways, this one is awesome. I'm about a little over halfway through this one with my 5-year-old, and we are enjoying it so much. It's fantastic. It is, as the author says himself, it is not a princess story, it's a goblin story, which is part of why I included it in this kind of night dragon princess mix. But it is fantastic. It is so beautiful. If you have never read George MacDonald, he was a great inspiration for C.S. Lewis, who is one of my favorite children's authors, and it is just marvelous. I love it. So I would highly recommend this. This particular one is illustrated by Jessie Wilcox Smith, and her illustrations are gorgeous. They are so beautiful. So it only has, I think it has like maybe 8 or 10 for the whole book, but they are worth seeing and taking in. So, and then I have just one final recommendation. This is The Boys King Arthur by Sidney Lanier. But this is the N.C. Wyeth illustrated edition. If you've ever seen N.C. Wyeth, like his illustrations are magnificent. So I have been collecting some of the classics that they print with his illustrations that he was. He's a famous American illustrator, and he was contracted to do several Scribners and other ones back in like around 1930, so quite a long time ago, but they are beautiful. This one is, so it's for a little bit younger of an audience than what it's derived from. So it's called The Boys King Arthur, so it's like younger. It's from it's Le Morte d'Arthur, by Sir Thomas Malory. That's the kind of original, and that's like adult level. And then there's this one, and then actually the Kitchen Knight is taken from this story. So it's like, this is, high school or middle school, high school level, and then this is child level, and then there's the adult level. So anyways, I love King Arthur and the knight stories, so I love having the different leveled ones, and it's great. It's a beautiful illustration. I haven't actually read this one yet. I got this, and I'm looking forward to reading it. So yeah, those are the ones I have for y'all today. Okay, before I go, this is bonus. These are my favorite, I'd say high school to adult level Arthur series. So these are by Stephen Lawhead. This is the first 3. It's actually, I think these were the original 3, and then there are 3 more. These are the ones I've read so far. It starts with Taliesin, and then Merlin, and then Arthur, and they are excellent. I couldn't even say which one's my favorite. I feel like Taliesin and Merlin, I actually like both of them a little better than the Arthur book. I had never heard their names before. Well, I'd heard of Merlin, but the characters he gives them are really cool, and he weaves in, it's so cool, it's almost believable. It's almost like historical fiction, because he weaves in Plato's old Atlantis story, like the sort of legend of the lost city or the sunken city of Atlantis. So one of the characters comes from there, and then it kind of weaves in some of the old, British Isle history. So there's like the Druids, the Druid order, and then there's Latin priests that are coming into the area and spreading the gospel there. And we know that those things are true, so it's kind of cool how it knits it all together. And it's just a fascinating series. I love it. It's awesome. And I would highly recommend those for high school kids. So that's just a bonus. It doesn't have pictures except for the cover pictures, I guess, but they are wonderful stories that just feed you. They're astounding writing. So yes. So enjoy.